So, welcome to A Day in the Life of a Healer, Part 2. And it's about the world of the healer, really. Um, and I wanted to go into a little bit more in depth into almost like a daily routine that I sort of get into when, because of my chosen path, as it were, as being a healer, as it were. And there's certain things that it's all about learning. It's all about learning. It's about getting things wrong and getting things right and stuff like that. And every day when I see people, yes, I play with their energies, which helps to put themselves in a position where healing can take place, and it is more they are healing themselves rather than I am healing them, in a way, which I went into in the first video. But understanding the world around in the sense of energy is a daily thing that within my activity, within the art that I have chosen to express, needs constant, I wouldn't say renewal, but constant engagement with. So if you've seen on this channel in the past, I talk a lot about the sun and how it affects the earth and how it affects you, because that is what we call the prana and the chi energy. And on a daily basis, I will connect with energy to check things out, to see what's going on. And there is a reason behind that, because when I'm dealing with people who have certain issues, and this could be anxiety, for example. If I'm on a daily basis, I know that there's going to be people coming to me in the next couple of weeks because of the vibration that's coming through at the moment with certain ailments. Eczema is another classic example of how the vibration can help disseminate the issues that people have in a way that turns up as a physical ailment. And so you've got to have your finger on the pulse, as it were. So I'm constantly looking at what's going on with the prana energy. So I look at what's going on with the sun, also what's going on with earthquakes on the earth and so forth, and obviously connecting to energy on a daily basis and more than one time per day. Having these moments, and it doesn't matter where you are, because energy is everywhere. You could be on the tube or the metro or the subway, whichever what you wish to call the underground system, the train system. You could even be there. It's not a problem, because feeling the energy of the universe is one thing. At the moment, I am bathed in a beautiful forest energy, which is very calming, as we all well know. And the more green that you see in your life physically, the less problems you have with cardiac problems. There's a correlation between color frequency and well-being, which we could do on the live, maybe on Sunday night at 9 o'clock on this channel, UK time. That's 9 o'clock, that's 2100 hours UK time. If you've got questions or if you've got an experience you wish to share with people, that's the time to do it, really. Although commenting on this video about what may be a topic that you would like to speak to on the live, you're more than welcome. So that's on the Sunday night. So I'm bathing in an energy. Once I start, and there's a big conversation going on around me. It's like me. I feel in a way like I'm in a natural Piccadilly Circus. If you don't know where Piccadilly Circus, it's the central part of London, which tends to be very busy. And as someone from the UK, you can say it's busy like Piccadilly Circus. And it feels like that. There's the whole conversation going on with the trees here. And that's also checking in with the energies that you should do on a daily basis. If you're surrounded by trees, and here the conversation, if I just turn an ear, for those who have an ear, they can hear. If I just turn an ear energetically, there is a lot of, it's springtime here in the Northern Hemisphere. So a lot of the conversation is about production, leaf production, canopy cover. So no one's, although you might be, trees, they sort of touch, but they don't impede in a way, because they understand that the forest is much stronger when everybody gets enough light that they need to be strong. And that's why a forest is strong, and a tree is strong because of all the trees that are around it. And at the moment they're talking about that. They're talking about being very, they're getting into that rhythm that we talked about last week on the messages from energy. And there's no time to stress about it. It's a time to just do it. You can stress about whether you got it right or wrong later on, and you can learn a lot in retrospection. But just knowing what that vibration is going on within the trees, I know that that conversation is probably going on across the whole of the Northern Hemisphere at the moment. And in the Southern Hemisphere, you might be getting this retrospective conversation that is happening in nature, because they're preparing for autumn and etc. For the autumn period, for the winter period, which is a completely different conversation within the trees. So having a understanding about what the vegetation is driving as a consciousness, we must understand that that driving element within nature has an effect upon us. So in a daily perspective, I will connect with at some point with the vegetation that is around me. But also, as I said, you could do this on the metro, subway, or the underground, or the tube, where you can connect to the human aspect as well, because that is an important aspect of the vibration that's going on. And if we can sense a certain stress within the collective that is within us, then, as talking about stress, Cody, viens là, Cody. Boy. I think there's someone walking through the forest. And there is walking through here. There's a beautiful spring that's just down there. There's the church and the hermitage, which is just down that way. And the mountains that are just behind you there, which had a sprinkling of snow. Beautiful they are at the moment. Yes, so feeling that vibration within humans as well is essential to do every day. So you can't just hold up in a room or cave somewhere and just having people coming to visit you as a healer. You reduce your capacity to help others if you're not connected with others in a general way. So it's important to get out there and live life, and that's what part and parcel of being a healer does. It's not just being in that appointment with that person. There's lots of work that everybody does in the background, like most of us do as well, which helps to contribute to being that person that can help others to help themselves, as it were. So it's having those daily routines in a way. So even in the morning, it's a case of starting in the morning and having a moment where you're set for what you need and what you want to do in the daytime, and listen to your monkey mind. I think that's very important in the morning. And then usually during the day, the monkey mind, or my monkey mind, will leave me alone for the majority of the day, because I give my monkey mind work. And once I give myself my subconscious work to do, it helps me out with synchronicities, manifestation, and so forth, because I've freed that side up of my energy. So I start with that sort of routine in the morning, where it's just a check-in with oneself. And then through the day, I will check in with energy on a regular basis, and also then check in on the human side of things, say like what's going on with the sun by looking at certain satellites, and as we can hear the human connection. It's a long time since a helicopter hasn't come over whilst I've been doing a video, but there you go. It's always part and parcel of that world, and I think that shows a very, it's a good sign of the energy at the moment. The humans, and he's coming right over my head. He's just behind me. He's just there. He's going round there. He's going to circle. Oh dear. So, that gives a sign that humans are a little bit anxious at the moment. For me, if you were to read that sign here, the humans are a little bit anxious and they're pushing their boundaries. And they're pushing their boundaries in a very invasive way, which comes from fear and a lack of understanding. So there is a degree of that's in the air at the moment, but we'll go into that. If you haven't, we'll be talking about that in the messages from energy, which was out earlier on this week. If you want to go and have a look at that, go and have a look at that with the chakra sequencing and everything like that we go into it. So it's on a daily basis, and this is what helps then for me to perceive the people who come and see me, certainly locally around here, that they are in a certain rhythm. So I know certain people will be returning to see me that I may not have seen for a year, 2 years, 3 years, with different problems that come up onto the surface, as it were. So there is a lot. There's another thing going on over there. It's very invasive. It's quite funny. So it's having that those certain routines and those connections with energy. Even dowsing energy is really good. I do that pretty much on a daily basis as well, checking in with the ley lines, the energy lines and so forth. You can do that in the center of a town. It's not a problem. I do it all the time. And just understanding those rhythms in life as well. Now, as I say, in the first video, I was talking about, I've been doing this now for a long time. My first ever healing was 36 years ago. So, it's quite a bit of time. And I had this moment when I was working, and I went through a stage where I was just working, and I was doing 10 hours a day. Once I'm in the chair and in the flow of energy, you don't need, like Buddha, you don't need anything really. Your body eventually will turn around to you and say, oh, we need to eat or consume something. And that's just the physical body, but my spirit didn't need anything else. And I had one day in particular, and this really helped me out to understand things in another way, in regards to the rhythms. Out of the 10 people that I saw, 8 of them, were the same sign. And it was incredible to just see a similar sort of issues that people were receiving. This was many years ago. This could have been sort of like 15, 20 years ago, actually, this happened. And, just seeing people coming to the fore with the same sign, astrological sign, at the same time was just mind-blowing. And it confirmed to me the understanding of multitudes of rhythms that are within energy, that are within nature, within the humans as well. And let's say you've got one rhythm that lasts, say, like 3 months, you've got another rhythm that lasts 6 months, and another rhythm that lasts 12 months. You're going to have accumulation of those rhythms in one time. And that helps you to anticipate when doing the healing. So when I'm working upon myself, and this is why it's important as a healer to do this sort of thing, is when you connect with energy, you're also cleaning yourself in a way. And it's not that I take on some stuff from other people, but obviously if I've seen, like there's some person at the moment I've seen that I know that they're going to need help as they go along. So even after I've seen them and in my meditation, as I'm connecting with energy, I will work on that person as we go forward in time. Cody, he's got that runner. It's come round again. Cody, viens là, la. Yeah? What are you doing? He's all right. Hey, he's okay. He's a runner, man. Do you want to go running with him? You can do if you want. So I know this person needs help, and on a permanent sort of basis, and as the body changes, because it takes time for the body to change. I mean, even when I see people, I sort of say, for physical ailments especially, it's going to take this amount of time for your body to readjust to the vibration of what I've imposed upon your energy, upon your aura. And when you can see energy, you can really, it's almost like doing DIY. I tend to be sort of fixing things down, so it has a constant flow of energy, so it stops the person from stressing too much about one thing, which creates the physical problem. So it's constantly being on that sort of looking after your patients in a way. I won't call them patients, I'll just call them people. Looking after the people is not just seeing them one time, it's also constantly checking in with them. And so it helps me to remain calm and so forth, because sometimes with some people, their time's up, and it's you got to help them with that time's up. So it can be quite sort of emotionally trying at times. And there will be moments when I'm doing a healing and my eyes are streaming. I'm not sobbing because it's my physical body because I'm out, when I'm doing healing, I'm sort of like outside my body in a way, and it's just my physical body that's just taking on the emotions of the person in front, and that's it. The mechanical stuff starts happening, but I'm not sobbing, as it were, because you've got to stay completely detached from the situation, and sometimes it's very difficult to do. So having these daily connections on a more than one time in a day is really important, and that's when you can start recognizing a rhythm in life. And once you can start recognizing that rhythm in life, and that's what opened me up to astrology. I am not an astrologer. I've done some work on astrology, but I am certainly not an astrologer. But I've understood that obviously there is a component of astrology which has an effect upon people, because I've seen it within my own work without without going completely into astrology. It's not the be all and end all. You don't make a cake with only one ingredient. Cody, dis bonjour. He's terrible, that dog. So it's not just a case of one ingredient when you make a cake. There's a multitude of ingredients, and I think getting into that understanding really helps us in a job even if you're a therapist, in whatever form you do. You're doing some form of healing without shadow of a doubt. Even if you're helping people out with their paperwork, I guarantee you're helping and contributing to their healing process. If they're if that's what they're looking for. Whatever you're doing in life, just do it to your full capacity and enjoy it. And if you're not, then take time out, realize that, and maybe do something else. Do something that's much more in line with you. So I just thought I'd give you another heads up on the life of a healing or a healer. and we will be following this pathway, see how it goes. There's loads to explore in regards to sort of healing and so forth. Okay, I will see you on the live on Sunday at 9 o'clock UK time, where you can ask questions and we can all answer it between whoever's there as well within the comment section. And if you've got an experience you wish to convey to the world, then you're more than welcome. I think it'd be interesting to do something on maybe like auras or chakras or that side of the energy. Maybe it'd be interesting to do that. You tell me what you think in the comments below. I will see you soon. Thanking you very much for all the support you give to this channel. It's absolutely beautiful to see. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.